van, Biggie Smalls.
I'm similar to the thriller in Manila. Honeys call me bigger, the condom filler. Whether it's stiff tongue or stiff dick, Biggie squeeze it to make shit fit. Now check the shit, I got the pack of rough riders in the back of the Pathfinder. You know the epilogue by James Todd Smith. I get swift with the lyrical gift. Hit you with the dick, make your kidney shift. Here we go, but I'm not domino. I got the funk flow to make your drawers drop slow. So recognize the dick size in these Coincatch jeans. I wear 13s, know what I mean? I fuck around and hit you with the Hennessy dick. Mess around and go blind, don't get to see shit. The next batter, here to shatter your blatter, it doesn't matter. Skinny or fat or light skinned or black, baby, I drop these. Boniqua mommy screaming, I poppy. I love it when they call me Big Pop, but I only smoke blunts if they roll prop. But look, I got ya caught up with the drunk flow. Fuck taekwondo, I told a fofo. For niggas getting mad cause they bitch chose me. A big black motherfucker with G. You see, all I do is separate the game from the truth. Big bang boots from the Bronx to Bolivia. Getting physical like Olivia Newt. Tricks up my click dick all day with no trivia. So give me a bankroll and a bag of weed. I'm guaranteed to fuck until I nosebleed. Even if the new man's a certified Mac, you get that H-Town in you. You want that old thing back? B-I-double-T-I-E with some new R-U-L-E. Notorious, known for busting in your E-Y-E. Baby, baby, bitches know they love to hate me. How come you come, we coming back, so maybe how close we came to coming together is crazy. How come you and your sis make similar faces? When y'all coming, y'all be crying like I'm killing y'all bitches. I know there's a bigger picture than the camera roll. Cause I don't think y'all be knowing how this shit's unfolding. Back shots to the rear, got the Mac unloading. Gotta reload like every so often. Saying I got my swagger back, I'm looking like bitch, my swagger never left. Don't be so hard pressed to be impressed by these new rappers. They actors and the fact is, you want that old thing back. Like Scarface and Bushwick, Willie D, having nightmares of girls killing me. She mad because what we had didn't last. I'm glad because her cousin let me hit the ass. Fuck the past, let's dwell on the 500 SL, the E and J and ginger ale. The way my pockets swell to the rim with Benjamins. Another hunt's in the crib, please send it in. I fuck non-stop, lick my lips a lot. Used to lick the clips a lot. We're making clicks, have to stop. Cause y'all don't know how to act when the tongue go down below. Peep the funk flow, really though. I got the cleanest, meanest penis. You never seen this, stroke of genius. So take off your Tim boots and your bodysuit. I mean the spandex, and hit my man next. Sex get rougher when they come to the nut buster. Pussy crusher, black nasty motherfucker. I don't chase them, I replace them. And if I'm caressing them, I'm undressing them. Fuck what you heard, who's the best in New York? Fulfilling fantasies without that nigga Mr. Raw. Or tattoo, I got you wrapped around my dick. And when I'm done, I got the split shit.
what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Not a big turnout, but we're still here. RJ, what's up? Yes, what's up, man? Hope it's going well. Everything's going well, man. Everything's doing pretty good. We finally got some good weather. Hold on. Forgot the audio was still on. I didn't have headphones on. Sorry about that. Hey, Rome, missed your stream so much I couldn't sleep just thinking about your streams. When I did sleep, I dreamt about the streams. That's wild. Glad you're thinking about me. The song is on. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, it should be off now. It's okay. I want to start this live stream with this. I'm going to bounce around a lot today. Kind of want to cover what I covered for Patreons today. I think it's important. Personally, I think the bull run is close to over. I'll go over why. Probably not a lot of your traditional TA today. I'm going to go over a lot of historical stuff. What's up, CSC? How are you? But yeah, let's get into it. So in April, early April, I think like April 4th or 5th, I posted something, posted it a bunch of times so people would see. Stock market gave everyone a 20-30% correction across indexes. If you're someone who panicked, rethink your investment strategy. This only happens once every few years, and this was the chart. The reason I'm pulling this up is because over the last, what has it been, 15, 16 years, 17 years, we've had about 10 chances to buy what would traditionally be called a local bottom. In 2008, 2010, 11, 15, 18, obviously COVID crash, and then now in 2025. Two things have occurred at the same time. One, VIX being over 40, right? 2008, 2010, 11, so on. VIX over 40. Why is that important? Well, that the VIX is the volatility index. What it implies is there's high volatility. Why would there be high volatility? Because there's a sell-off. Right? Generally, volatility means people are panicking, and there's a sell-off. That's why in 2008 and 2020, you have a lot of volatility because people are panicking. But ultimately, what does this mean? It is a buying opportunity, right? When the market's down, you buy. When the market's up, obviously you sell. So what did we do? We ended up taking advantage of that opportunity. The S&P 500 was down about 20 to 25%, depending on when you saw this tweet. Let's go to current day. We are now up 22%, almost 23% from the bottom. Did I buy the exact bottom? No, but I put in a big buy here and a big buy here, both up substantially. You bring up the NASDAQ or QQQ, which we bought, and again, buying in the red box, buying again on that second little pullback there, and you do the average. My average is more or less down here because this was the much bigger buy, but up 25%. Right, in a few short weeks. The point I'm trying to provide, guys, is when there are opportunities like this, you need to take advantage of them, especially when there is numerous, and I'd say decades of proven TA that's backing this. So make sure you guys take advantage of that in the future. It's something I covered with Patreons, something I talked about on Twitter. Just kind of wanted to show those results so that you guys would have them in the future. But let's talk about the S&P 500. I know we just kind of did, but let's talk about current day. I'm not going to lie to you. I did not expect a straight V back to all-time highs. I'll be completely honest with you. I think no one really expected this. I think a lot of people expected us to go lower. It's not that I didn't expect us to go lower. I figured we'd at least range and go higher, or maybe put in another low and go higher. Either way, the goal was to move higher. That's why I was, quote-unquote, buying. Not quote unquote buying, I was literally buying and telling people to buy. So great buying opportunity. Now I know the question is, are you buying Bitcoin? And the answer is no, I am not buying Bitcoin. And I'm going to go over that actually now. I think it's important to go over now. So a couple things I went over with Patreons earlier today. And we're going to do this, throw it in log. And we're going to do this. So I want you guys to notice a couple things. One, over time, Bitcoin's returns have been lower. You obviously have your big 1000x here, your 100x here, your 20x in, what is this, 2018 to 2020, 2021, and now you have a 6x. What do you notice? Over time, it's becoming less. Why? Because it takes a significant amount of market cap to increase the price by 2x. If we were to go up to 200K, theoretically, Bitcoin would have to be a $4 trillion asset. Now, there's a lot of arguments behind market cap, but just know that a shit ton more money has to go in to 2x from here, then to 2x from here, then to 2x from here, and even here. So over time, you're going to see returns not dwindle per se. 6x is still pretty good, but you're not going to see the 1,000, 100, or even 20x returns anymore, at least in my opinion. And another thing I wanted to add, guys, I know that when we talk about the S&P and Bitcoin, generally the two follow each other, but in 2021, we actually had a major discrepancy. Bitcoin distributed and dumped while the S&P 500 continued higher and higher. And yes, you could argue, well, Bitcoin continued higher. Yes, but in a bear to bull market long-term standpoint, if you sold here versus here, it's not a big difference. And then in that fact, you would have had to hold a 60% correction, hold obviously the gains again. And a lot of you, I know for a fact, don't have the mental and emotional, and even myself, if I saw a 60% correction, I wouldn't be too inclined to hold anymore, right? That's why a lot of people ended up selling at those lows, and then we obviously pumped higher and then started that bear market down all the way down to 15K. So what am I thinking now? Look, I know the stock market's very strong. I think the stock market can definitely continue higher. And excuse me, I forgot I have to do this. Like, personally for me, I think stocks continue higher. I think Bitcoin, excuse me, this is, what is it, 72? I think Bitcoin, the best case scenario, gets to like 123, starts coming down, and then starts a range, and then continues that next bull run in a couple of years. I personally believe the bull run is over or almost over. And I know a lot of you, not necessarily a lot of you that are watching, but I know there's a lot of people on Twitter that disagree, and I'm okay with that. Guys, at the end of the day, I got bullish here and started buying, and I sold right around here. Right? Not literally on this candle. I actually sold. I'm going to move that. I literally sold all of my Bitcoin right here. Actually, get the candle right here. That's where I sold my Bitcoin. And look, if we go to 120K, is what it is. In 2021, I sold at 55K. My average was anywhere between 3 and 10K. So let's just say 6K. I honestly don't remember the average because I bought a shit ton when COVID crashed, or when COVID crashed the market. But if my average is 6K and I sold at 53K, I mean, a 10X, 12X, 15X, still great. I mean, honestly, this is the run that made me a majority of the money that I had to really invest in this run, which exponentially moved things higher. I wish I would have bought more Bitcoin instead of alts, but who knew alts were going to be terrible? It feels good to watch the stream again, dude. It feels good to have you guys here. Yeah, I'm going to start trying to stream a little bit more consistently. It's the problem for me is the weather's really nice. The market's obviously been very boring, so it's hard to it's hard to share the same thoughts every day, let me tell you. But a couple other things I want to talk about, guys. I know a lot of you, might be doing great trading this, but I'm having conflicted views. My lower time frame, and let's do this, right? Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this period with this period. My lower time frame was bullish here and here. It is bullish once again here, right? Lower time frame, I am bullish. I see consolidation. It looks like we're going to continue higher. How much high? I don't know, right? Higher time frame. Actually, we'll do this. Higher time frame, I'm bearish for multiple reasons. One, I think the bull market played its course. We clearly have the kind of diminishing returns over time. We're not seeing the same returns. We're getting less. It would make sense that we do a 6x this run versus a 20x last run versus 100x before the run before that. Not to mention, I mean, if you go to a monthly and a weekly chart, you have bearish divergences all over the place. You have bearish price action, right? Price moving up, volume moving down. You have issues with RSI. You have issues with stock once again. For me, guys, I think that it's over. And again, here, higher time frame. I'll actually do this. Higher time frame, I was bearish throughout all of that. I said, look, 55K I sold. I was like, all right, it's over, it's done. You know, and I was kind of losing my mind because lower time frame was bullish, higher time frame was bearish. And I'm watching the market go up from 55 to 60 to 65K. And then we inevitably dropped all the way back down to 30K. Literally losing my mind in this range because I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? You know, do I buy? Do I not buy? What do I do? I don't want to miss anything. I ended up being right? Because higher time frame is always is more right than lower time frame. And on this weekly, you obviously had your head and shoulders. You have volume going down, price going up on that last portion. You have all of the divergence issues. I mean, it was all there, right? Every single bit of determining the market being bearish. And then here on the second high, you have more divergences, more issues with stock, more issues on the monthly chart, right? The monthly actually peaked, right at 90. Stock RSI peaked. You had huge divergence between stock at this point when we were at 69,000. I mean, again, it was all there. Now you look at today and you have the divergences. You have the failure price action. If you look at the daily, I'm going to delete a lot of this stuff. If you need to go back, you can go back and pause the stream and take a screenshot if you'd like. But you go back to all this stuff and I mean, right off the bat, guys, yes, we're moving higher, but volume is moving lower. The volume spikes are moving lower. We don't have any divergences yet, so I can't talk about that. You do have divergences and issues with stock. Again, on the weekly, you have volume lower, price higher, issues with RSI, issues with stock. Right? If we put in another high, what do you think RSI does? It puts in a lower high. Right? Puts in a lower high. You have 3 divergences there between now these 3 points. Looks like weakness. I'm sorry, and I know that, guys, I would love to be bullish. I would love to tell you that we're all going to make tons of money and Bitcoin's going to go to 300K and everything's going to be great. But I don't believe so. What if I told you Bitcoin will pull back to the 90s and then explode to 125 to 150K? I don't really care. I'm not buying Bitcoin spot. I'll trade it. Like, I'll trade all the way up to 150K if we go there. But for me, the risk in what I've identified on my own chart and using my own past experience is too high for me to want to hold spot anymore, especially knowing that my spot holdings are long-term holdings for long-term capital gains. I don't see this bull run lasting any more than maybe a couple more months. So, look, and I know that there's always the, oh, what are you going to do if you miss out? Then I miss out. Guys, I invest my money in other things other than crypto. Trust me, I'm doing just fine. If I miss a crypto move, okay, I made money on a real estate move, or my money's always working for me. We're always doing something. Plus, I'm still trading. So on the way up to 150K, if we even get there, I'm going to take advantage of some of those trades, right? Maybe I won't get the whole move. You know, maybe selling my spot there was a little premature, but I'm still happy. And at the end of the day, guys, let's see, my average is like 18,000. I mean, you're talking about a 423% return over 3 years for 2 years for literally doing nothing but setting an automatic buy on an exchange for Bitcoin once a week. However, I think, I agree, we're in the last phase of the bull. Yeah. Any updates for alt season? So right now, I really don't. I'll get to alts right after this. Last wave, yeah, and the last wave is usually the hardest to predict because you have all these conflicting factors between higher time frame and lower time frame. Again, the last time I had all those conflictions were here, and now I'm having them again here. For me, I think the top is either in or very close. Now, for alt season and alts, I'm going to be very straightforward with this. I still do not see strength in altcoins. I know we had a nice bounce, and I'm going to get to that. Bitcoin dominance still looks incredibly bullish. I know we had a slight pullback, but overall we're moving higher, right? You're going to have larger pullbacks the more you go, or the higher you go. Think about it this way. if you go straight up, your pullback's going to be very harsh so that you can continue to go higher, right? You look at Ethereum to Bitcoin, and I know a lot of people are like, Ethereum to Bitcoin just bounced so hard, it's got so much strength. No, it actually doesn't. This is not a demonstration of strength of an asset against Bitcoin, right? We have quite literally dropped in a straight line since July of last year. I know we had a little bit of a bounce in there, whatever. It's really nothing. We've gone down in a straight line. Of course, we're going to have some kind of relief rally so that we can continue another wave lower. Now, if we get something like this where we have a higher low or a double bottom, or maybe we just kind of form some kind of higher high, higher lows, higher highs scenario, then okay, then we can start changing narrative. But for now, it is way too premature to call for an alt season when we still have zero strength and are still seeing Bitcoin dominance hold the reins of this market. Random question. You've been very criticized on Twitter. I don't really agree with it because you're huge in profits, but how you deal with these mean comments? One, I just laugh about them. At the end of the day, like, I'm not someone who really gives a shit about what people say. I live my life the way I want to live it. I don't really care. I'm not trying to meet anyone's expectations. So for me, when I get on Twitter and see the mean comments, like, yeah, it's just like a little annoying. It's like, okay, you don't even know what you're talking about. Or, someone be like, oh, you're an idiot and you're wrong. And it's like, okay, what do you want me to be, God? Like, I just kind of shake it off and laugh, to be honest. It's like, I'll go through some of them and actually, let's do it. So I'll go through some of these. Let's see. Let's just find like something where I say down. It's like this, for example. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We're entering a bear market tour. Okay, but like, instead of one giving this person attention, which I guess I kind of am giving him attention right now, there's a couple of things. One, in the back of my mind, I always kind of remember, and maybe this sounds a little harsh, maybe this sounds mean, but I don't give a shit. Most of the people that are replying to people on Twitter are either looking for direction, don't have a financial clue of what's going on, have never worked in finance, probably have $200 to their name. So for me, it's like, okay, great, you made fun of me. Like, I just invested $500,000 in real estate. What did you do? Right? So, at the same time, I give my perspectives. If you agree, great. If you don't, whatever, that's fine. And to be honest, I'd love to see differing opinions. Like, I don't mind seeing, like, if someone comments like, hey, like, I don't believe this because XYZ indicator, and we're looking at, like, the people that reply with, like, actually good content, they're like, oh, but M2 is going up, or, stocks are looking strong in the industry and all this. And then, like, I'll respond to that and be like, oh, that's a good point. I'm glad you have conviction. But if you're just some douchebag that's like, oh, you don't know, and every time we tweet, you tweet downside and we pump. Okay, great. Those are the same people that were literally calling me an idiot for buying at 15K. So it's like, do I really want to waste my time getting upset about something when, not only do I trust my strategy, but two, these people have no fucking idea what they're talking about. It's like arguing with a baby. That's the best way to put it. It's like a child is talking shit to you. Like, it's a child. It doesn't know what it's doing. Like, children are stupid. They're uneducated. Like, I don't want to say uneducated. They're, not experienced, especially like young toddlers and babies. Like, I'm not going to go scream at a baby. That's so stupid. Yeah, no, I'm literally, like, I'm not playing around, dude. The last two market cycles have absolutely changed my life in the way, and I will say this, I've made more from holding long-term spot and taking advantage of these longer cycles. So, like, let me show you this. So we look at a weekly, right? And I've shown this before. I'm just going to be brief. When you see these very large dips in the market, I wouldn't say this is one, and I really wouldn't say this is one yet. Look, I could be proven wrong, and maybe this goes up. But when you see like an let's say above 60% correction, which neither of these were, right? This one was, and this was almost 80, right? Buying those corrections have unbelievably given me so much wealth and almost knowledge, right? In knowing that macro trading and holding for, and by the way, you pay way less taxes. Macro trading, just you'll never outperform the market. You'll never outperform the market. Never. I don't think anyone can outperform the market. It's impossible to predict every single move. So my strategy is more like long-term absorption. Take advantage of these major dips. Like beginning of the stream, we talked about the S&P 500. What did I do? I mean, I bought $50 to $75,000 worth of S&P and SPY and QQQ when we were 22% below, right? You're talking about from highs to lows, we dropped 22%. For me, that was a huge buying opportunity. If real estate crashes tomorrow, guess what I'm doing? I'm taking my money out of crypto and buying real estate, or taking my money probably off trading exchanges, not all of it, but probably a big chunk, and I'm going to buy homes or whatever, or invest in real estate. Right now, that depends. I'm not going to buy commercial real estate. I have a good feeling commercial real estate is probably going down with everyone working from home, but we'll see. Truly wonderful what crypto can do when you have spot. Yeah, and when you buy the right spot. You made money. That's why we were here. Who cares? I'm trying to explain to him. Okay, I know you're like, oh, great, you made money, you're gloating. It's not that I'm gloating. My whole thing is, as a more macro-based trader, I think most of you would benefit highly from following this, because from a macro standpoint, this is not a buy for me, right? Ever. You don't buy when the market's at all-time highs. That's stupid. My other point is short-term trading, especially right now. I don't know what it's been for the last 3, 4, 5 months, but it's been very difficult to trade. And I personally believe that people that tell you have an 80 to 90% accuracy trading right now are full of complete dog shit. They're lying to you. If they were, and think about it, if they were being honest, they'd offer copy trading. They'd tell you, go copy my trades. I'm 90% accurate, because if you do copy trading, one, they get to take advantage of the fees and they get a portion of those profits. Like, why would you not do that if you're successful? That, amongst the successful trading, why would you not do that? So, I think a lot of you would benefit more from the macro strategy, and that doesn't mean that there isn't opportunities in the crypto market to buy. Right now, I'm actually looking more for altcoins, because altcoins, when you look at something like, I wouldn't say Doge is the best example, but you look at something like Sand and Mana. Excuse me. You look at something like Sand and Mana, right? I mean, we're basically at bear market lows. We're down 70%. From local highs, we're down like 99% overall. Do I think we're going to go back to $10 ever again? No. But do I think we could have a nice move to like $3 or $4? Yeah, and that's a 10x from where we are here. But that's not an indication to buy sand right now. We need to wait for strength from the overall market, because let me tell you, yes, last week, sand pumped 32%. This week, we've dumped almost 20. We've almost retraced the entire candle. So, yes, I would say buying alt spot is better than buying Bitcoin right now, but we still have not seen strength in order to buy alts. So keep alts on your radar. Don't go buy them right now. And I know the other argument is, but why wouldn't, you just said you buy things when they're significantly down. Yes, but altcoins are generally scams. Like 99.99% of them are scams, right? We know this. They're useless, right? The top 10 coins are going to be the only coins that the world uses. And that'll be Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, and like 7 others I don't know or care to name at the moment, because I don't know. Solana will probably be one of them. But yeah. That's pretty much all I got for today, guys. There's a gigantic storm rolling in. I keep getting alerts. Yeah, I keep getting storm alerts. We were actually supposed to go to a concert, so I'm dressed in camo tank, country concert, and it got canceled before it even rained, so that sucks. But yeah, guys, with all that said, hope you guys have a great weekend. If you're in the shitty weather, stay inside or go get your alcohol before the rain hits. But with all that said, guys, be patient, users management.